Hello sports fans, Shalthis here. Time for another episode of Rocket Vlog here on Shoutstone. So I want to talk about MLG. I want to talk about that tournament, that amazing tournament that kicked off kind of MLG's, I guess, foray into Rocket League. So if you missed it, I will ruin it for you right now. So if you haven't seen it, the link is in the description to watch the grand final. It was a big tournament. Cosmic Aftershock, obviously the favorites to win, North American only. But an amazing event happened in the final series of the game, where Cosmic Aftershock took on Kings of Urban. If you're not familiar with Kings of Urban, that was Fireburner, Gambit, and I believe it was... I feel bad. I don't remember the third person in Kings of Urban. I feel terrible now. But my apologies to the third. I'm sorry, Kyle Basque. Yeah, I can't believe I forgot Kyle of all people. But anyway, big best of 3 series. It should have been best of 5, but it was best of 3. We'll take what we can get. Best of 3 series, Cosmic Aftershock, Kings of Urban. Now this was an amazing series of games, and in Game 3, I will tell you right now, if you have already seen it, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't want to watch it and you just want me to ruin it for you, I will do that. But I'm going to tell you, it was the single most exciting game of Rocket League I have ever seen. And I have seen a lot of Rocket League from all over, of all different types. This was the most exciting I have ever seen. I don't think I can stress that enough. And I was talking to pros during this game, and they felt the same way. Other pros were like, this is the most exciting Rocket League ever. And I don't think anybody can really question that. So I'll give you one more chance. Stop now. Go watch that. Link is in the description. Watch it now, then come back, and we'll talk. But if you just want to keep going, here we go. In that Game 3, first off, Kings of Urban came off to a 3-0 lead. Everyone thought, oh my god, they've shut down Cosmic Aftershock. This series is done. There's no going back. They're finally getting the big loss. Then all of a sudden, Cosmic Aftershock starts the comeback. And they get those 3 goals. And the game is tied. And there's seconds to go in the game. I mean, up to this point, this is all just incredibly exciting. They're closing this gap. I'm literally like on the edge of my seat, almost falling off every time a goal gets scored. So we're 3-3. Game is coming to an end. Final few seconds. Chris Puckett, says they're going to go to overtime. Benson, his partner who was casting this game with him, said the game's not over yet. Final few seconds tick down, the game goes to 0. As you know, the ball has to touch the ground for the game to be over. And in this moment, Kyle from Kings of Urban gets the right shot at the right angle and puts the ball away to win the game and win the series and win the tournament for Kings of Urban. So not only did MLG score Cosmic Aftershock's first loss, they also got the most amazing game of Rocket League ever. Period. So far. to this day, the most exciting game of Rocket League. And it got the best possible presentation. To give you an idea, in fact, let me update you right now. We're going to do this live while I'm recording this, because I feel it's important to get the most accurate numbers on this. On MLG's YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/MLG, let's kill the autoplay, they have about 291,000 subscribers. That's pretty good. The video of the finals of this tournament is currently with about, I'd say a little less than a day behind it. Well, maybe about a day. We'll say a day. It's got 1 day under it. 236,000 views as of right now. Now, this is with 1 day past. That's almost as many subscribers. Now, to look at the other videos on this channel, we're looking at the top 5 plays from the finals is currently at about 8,000 hits. 4,300 for Kronovi's top 5 plays. A few of the other games and series of the tournament with Cosmic Aftershock. 2,500, 2,800. Kings of Urban versus OG Cancer, 430. You know, about 1 to 2,000, maybe a little higher. We'll say they peak out at about 8 grand. So, in fact, I can go to most popular right now, and I'll tell you. So, some of their really old videos are nearly at 1 million, several 100,000. But if we go to the current stuff, like anything within the last few months, nothing really comes close. Except for that final game, that final series, actually. Everything else is from a couple years ago, 7 years ago, 4 years ago. And we're only finally getting into a few months ago with a CSGO game from 6 months ago. So, I apologize to kind of do this in the middle of everything, but I want this speaks volumes for just how impressive this was. And this is with 1 day. This game can very easily, in a week, be the most watched video on MLG's YouTube channel. And that's big. For Rocket League's first proper shoutcasted tournament, that's real big. For someone like me, who is investing a lot of time and a lot of energy in the success of Rocket League as an esport, this makes me happier than I can even tell you. After watching that tournament, and I was watching it live, obviously. Watching that tournament, when it was done, I felt joy. It was sad that my buddies in Cosmic Aftershock lost, but it's nice that they got that albatross off. They no longer need to worry about the streak. They can just focus on winning going forward. And no one's going to be focusing on who's going to beat them next. But anyway, I'm sad they lost. I'm really happy for Kings of Urban. They played amazingly. They earned it. But I felt such joy because in that moment, I knew that MLG, and even if it was just Puckett and Benson doing this as a passion project because they love Rocket League so much and they want to see it succeed, even if that's it, it has proven that it is a successful and exciting esport. So, I am elated at the success of this tournament. And I know, watching Benson and Puckett cast, as experienced shoutcasters, they did an amazing job. So entertaining, funny to listen to, great with camera angles by the end of the tournament, and the excitement level was infectious. I was getting excited for aerials, and I see 100 aerials a day in a game. I mean, an aerial's not that exciting, but for these guys, brand new faces to the game, it was exciting. I want to have, I think, an experienced caster, as far as in Rocket League, like a knowledgeable Rocket League caster alongside one of them, would be glorious. Because that excitement, honestly, if I was sitting next to Benson, I'd be feeding off of that excitement. And it would be just so much fun. And I could pepper in, the facts about the teams in there and the strategies they're using and why they're doing this stuff. And not only would it be informative, it would be fun, it'd be entertaining. And I'm not doing this to try to shill for MLG, because what I want to do right now, I don't know if I'll ever work with MLG. Who knows? That day may never come. But what I do know is that I want to give Puckett and Benson and the production staff at MLG a huge thank you for what they've done. Because they took this esport, what's trying to be an esport, and they said, you know what, yeah, you're right, that's a lot of fun, and that can work. And they put their time and their energy and maybe even their own money into making this work. And it did. I think it did. Their video is blowing away any perceived numbers, It's just destroying everything. They probably made their money back from the actual prize pool already on YouTube alone. And it's a success. People want to see it. People want to see exciting Rocket League because it's so much fun to watch. So thank you to MLG. Thank you to Chris Puckett. Thank you to Benson. Thank you to everybody involved in that tournament and in that production for giving us a chance, really. It took 10 days from the release of Rocket League for me to see it and realize this is an esport. I need to cast this. I want in on this right now. I don't know how many other casters were really going at that point. Probably only a couple, handful. I'd say probably Freezing Wolves, who I'm friends with. I'd say he was probably one of them. But there aren't many. There still aren't very many. People are trying, but I knew I wanted to get in on this, and I owe MLG a lot for what they've done, because even though it's not directly impacting me, it kind of is. You know, my success in this depends on Rocket League being a successful esport. When a company like MLG says, yeah, you got this, and then it works, that means amazing things for me, for the players, the teams, for anybody who wants to create Rocket League content. Even my buddy Seismic White, who I talked about in the community video, you know, even he's doing stuff bigger and better now. And that means a lot. So all this video was to talk about that tournament and how amazing it was, and then to just say thank you to MLG, to Chris Puckett, and to everybody involved with making this tournament happen, and I can't wait to see what comes next. So, thank you all. But that's going to do it for me. I will be back again sometime soon. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and Twitch. I will be going live currently every Sunday to shoutcast Team Rocket in the ESL tournaments there, at least until things change. While the Europe Cup is still going, I'm going to keep doing that. But, yeah. So, anyway, thank you all again for watching. I will see you next time.